It's queuing up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Leslyn Keith. I'm president of the board for the Lipedema Project and also work with Lipedema Simplified. I'm here again with my wonderful friend and colleague, Catherine Seo. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, Leslyn. Hi, everyone.
And we're here again just to talk with everybody about what's new and coming up with Lipedema. There's always exciting things happening. We always have fun things happening throughout the week in between our times here together. And if you hear of anything, of course, post it up here. Maybe something came up that we know about, but we forgot to talk about. So feel free to post things. And if you'd like us to talk about certain things, lots of exciting things coming up because, of course, we have our symposium. I have my new book coming out, but something that has kind of captured everybody's interest that we were going to start with today is that there was a recent article published in Frontiers in Nutrition. I got a copy of the article right here. And it's kind of an alarmist paper. It's called Ketogenic Diets and Chronic Disease, Weighing the Benefits Against the Risks. And several of our members of our various groups and stuff have said, what about this? They're saying the ketogenic diet is unsafe and we shouldn't do it long term. And, I'm thinking about doing this. And is there a problem with this? Is this unsafe to do? So I want to talk about that paper a little bit. I'm working on a more extensive analysis of the article that will appear on our blog, which before we talk about the paper, Catherine, can you just say a little bit about our blog? Because we've revived it and we're doing it again. And I would love people to know about it. We
just rebirthed our blog. Mm-hmm. We've had so many things go on. It's just been courses and support groups and the tribe and the membership, and there's just been so many things happening that the blog fell by the wayside. And the flash briefings, we have the audio flash briefings every week. And a couple of weeks ago, we said, we need to start up the blog again. So this is our third week, I believe. So we have a couple. It's lipedema-simplify.org/blog. And you can go to the website. Another quick announcement is just to let folks know we are in the process of redesigning the website. We've been told and told and told a number of times, and even then again a few more times, that the websites are confusing. Well, they are. We totally agree. So we're finally putting it together, and everything will be consolidated. Easy. We did it with the tribe. We did it with our membership group, the tribe, and we made it so easy to navigate. It's wonderful. And we're doing the same with the website. So the blog we started it already. A number of great research articles, sort of welcome back. This is how far we've come. What's really fascinating is when we were looking at the blog posts, a lot of them were from 2014 and 15, some from 16, but most of them 2014 and 15 when we were really just starting. My God, haven't we come an amazing distance? We have so much has happened in a very short time. But I think this article on keto, we've gotten numerous emails already, and people saying, posting on Facebook, what about this? And we feel it's an important conversation to have, not only here as we're doing our connecting with you on our Friday afternoons, but ongoingly. So we're going to do a blog post and a few other things. Yes. Hi, Julie. Hi, Irene.
Thanks for being on. So just to talk a little bit about this article. So I think the first important thing to know, to put this article in context, is that all of the authors are members of an organization called Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. And that is listed on the article. What they don't tell you is what that organization is. And some of you may know, but a lot of you may not know, that this is an animal rights organization that promotes veganism. That is their bias, that they think that people should eat only plants and no animal source products. And so clearly they would be opposed to a ketogenic diet because it is very difficult, if not possible, to eat keto and eat only plants. You definitely can do it as a vegetarian, a pescatarian, but as a vegan, you can't. And that the diet that this organization promotes is veganism. So that's the context that this article is being written. And interestingly, several people who have commented about it have said, this study is showing. Well, it wasn't a study. This is an opinion piece. This is a review article where they looked at the papers that have been out there that have talked about low carbohydrate and ketogenic diets, and they put them together in an article. Somewhat, our article that we talked about the use of a ketogenic diet for women with lipedema was an opinion piece. It was our opinion that this is why we think it works. So this, just to be clear, that this paper they did not perform a study. They are just looking at the literature that is out there. They do have a somewhat skewed and biased examination of the literature. So what I've seen so far in this article, that they have a double standard in regard to evidence. So if a paper or a study supports their hypothesis that you should only eat plants and no animal source foods, then it doesn't matter if it's an observational study, meaning there was no intervention. They just did a survey and questioned a group of people. It doesn't matter if it was a very short-term study. They quoted some research that was only 2 weeks of an intervention. So small sample size, none of that mattered. The outcome supported their opinion, and so that was okay. But then when an outcome did not support their opinion, then they say, well, this clinical trial wasn't randomized. They didn't have a large enough sample size. 3 months was not long enough. Interestingly, they did not report there has been 2-year studies on the use of a ketogenic diet, and they just didn't even report that study. So there is a bit of bias in the studies and the research that they were looking at to come up with their opinions in this article. And then even though at the beginning of the article, they accurately describe a ketogenic diet is going to be 50 grams of carbohydrates per day or less. That for women with lipedema, we really recommend 20 grams per less, but kind of the wider view of basic ketogenic diets quite often are 50 grams or less. And even though they describe it as that at the beginning of the article, they then go on to give results of other supposedly low carbohydrate studies that have 100 to 150 grams per day of carbohydrate. And then they say, look, this low carbohydrate diet was no better than a low fat or a plant-based diet. So those are some of the inconsistencies and biases that I'm seeing in the article so far. They also make some unsubstantiated claims. I highlighted one right here that they say, and this may be a little bit beyond people's purview, but they make this statement: protein utilization is altered on a ketogenic diet, meaning how your body uses protein. The body shunts as much protein as possible to gluconeogenesis, meaning shooting protein to be made into sugar, while the minimum necessary amount is used for tissue repair. So they're saying that all of a sudden when you go on keto, you stop using the protein to repair your tissues, and instead you just make sugar out of the protein. And there's no citation for that. I have never seen that supported in the literature anywhere before. So they're making these kind of statements. They're also making this statement that a ketogenic diet is necessarily low in fiber. Well, for women in our group that use a ketogenic diet and they still like to eat lots of plants, they're eating very high fiber vegetables. So those of you that are eating broccoli and cauliflower and celery and things like that, that's very high fiber. So
broccolini.
Yes, yes. So that is also unsubstantiated. This, typically people who are still eating a lot of plants as part of their ketogenic diet, they're getting lots of fiber. So, and it's my opinion that fiber really isn't even necessary, but that's a whole other discussion. But it's just that what I'm saying is that they make these unsubstantiated statements, and then they go on from there. That the premise is just in their own minds. So but I will go much more detail in the blog.
Yeah, and here I'm going to put that there's the blog, the link to our blog until we get the website redone, but it's there and active. So that blog post will go up next week, because we just got the article this week. People started sending us the article. So be sure to check it out, and check it out now, because we have several really nice blog posts. The other thing is that, ta-da, this is our holistic symposium.
How do you do that, Catherine? That's just amazing.
Isn't that fun?
She's talking on here and she's popping up all this stuff. I just think I'm always impressed with someone who could do technology.
Oh my God, I love technology so much. Anyway, if you are having anything with lipedema or lymphedema, you don't want to miss the symposium. The symposium is just jam-packed. We'll talk more about it next week, but it's jam-packed with global leaders in the field. We have people coming from, oh my God, from Europe, from Australia, from Asia Pacific. It's amazing. Of course, all over the US and Canada. So the expert speakers and the patients who have been challenged and found ways to overcome obstacles, again, you just don't want to miss it. So there's the link, and I also posted it in the description. So anywhere that this video is showing, there's a link so that you can go and find out more about it and register. I say this all the time. Don't ever let money stop you. If money is an issue, just email. Here you go. Here's another thing I'm going to put up right now. Oops, wait a second. Where is it? Here.
I saw it for a second. Yeah.
Here it is.
There we go.
Support at lipedema-simplified.org. Just send an email, and in the subject line, just say financial assistance requested for symposium or whatever. And we always help in whatever way we can. So again, support at lipedema-simplified.org. We don't want anyone to miss this, because it is just so phenomenal. And we started last year. We were going to have it live, and then the pandemic happened, and then we pivoted and we did an online version. The online version was successful beyond our wildest dreams. We had planned to have 200 people at the symposium last November. We had over 700 globally, because it's so much easier to go onto Zoom than to, fly somewhere to a different country, and the whole thing is, anyway, it worked out better. Mm-hmm. And so we had so many we still had things we needed to share. Yes. So we had a one-day symposium in April that was incredible. And so now we have a three-day symposium coming up in October, the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The other thing that I want to announce and tell people, because this is our what's new and coming up with lipedema.
Yes.
So as part of the website, but even more than that, really as part of our work about learning to love ourselves, learning to love our bodies, befriending, it's the quote I always use about befriending your bodies. We have 2 photographers who are considered the top in the field here in the country. Peter Hurley is the top headshot photographer. He teaches all the other headshot photographers.
Mm-hmm.
And they are doing, and Rod Flores is one of his crew.
Or
They call
proteges.
yeah, protege. They call it the headshot crew.
Yeah.
So my cat's up eating my flowers. Bella, get down. She's decided to eat the roses. They are going to, we are setting up photo shoots. It's very limited. It's limited to, I think it's only going to be 8 per location. And that means only 7 because me, Leslyn, and Gail are each going to be at one of the locations. So New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago. And so there's space for 7. And basically, Peter's, for a portrait, Peter's fee for the set alone is $3,000. And he's doing it pro bono. And all we have to do is cover some expenses, which is amazing.
Very amazing.
I know. I'm really psyched. I mean, I'm more than psyched. I'm like, okay, I'm already like, what are we all going to wear? I'm like putting things together in my head, the whole thing. So again, I'm going to put up the, you can just email me or really the team at support@lipedema-simplified.org. And I think that's a lot to go through for today.
That is a lot. So again, check out our blog. There's already been some wonderful posts, and I'll have some more information about this article that's come out recently that people were alarmed at. Remember about our symposium, exciting news about doing some wonderful photos of women with lipedema. So always new things coming up with lipedema. Things are happening. Things are always changing. We're always moving forward.
And one of the things that I talked to Peter and Rod about is we're going to do a webinar probably in September, I think, because we're coming to the end of August and everybody's doing whatever, including me. I'm having a vacation. I'm actually going down the Cape for a week here in Boston, in New England. Where else? Cape Cod. So I'm taking some time off, which I haven't done since I started to explore lipedema. I have not had a vacation. So it's got to be over 10 years. So I'm really psyched. But anyway, when we get back from that, we're going to do a webinar with Peter and Rod about image and photography. Peter did if you can, between now and whenever next we talk about this, just Google Peter Hurley TED Talk. He did a TED Talk on photography and the psychology of how we see ourselves, which is so key to the work that we do. Anyway, this is turning into a long 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Leslyn.
Okay, and we're just going to wrap it up because that, like Catherine said, that was a lot that we shared with you today. And as always, we just really love being here, and we look forward to bringing everybody up to date next Friday. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Have a great whatever morning, afternoon, evening, weekend, wherever you are in the world. Bye.
Bye-bye.